welcome back to another Insider, this time a regular episode of our Insider. Last week we had that little special that was in Portuguese because it was related to the Portuguese language and to the new orthographic agreement. But today we continue with our regular Insiders, with our regular sessions, and today we are talking about SEO. It's something that obviously is not only related to translators. We all need SEO if we have a website, if we have a presence online. We really need to do our SEO because it is something important. So today we're talking SEO. So let's talk SEO. SEO is one of those things that for most translators it's a little bit boring and sometimes seen as something complicated. Well, it does not have to be that complicated if you choose the right tools, if you get your right mindset into it. Of course, if you go into it with that mindset that, oh, it's too difficult, it's too boring, it's too dull, I cannot do it, you won't be able to do it. But if you just go for it and you just think, well, I am going to do this, I need to do this, and I'm going to be able to do it, obviously you'll have more chances to achieve. As I said, and as I always say, it's all about your mindset. If you put your mindset into it, if you really want to do something, and if you really put your mind into it, you will achieve it for sure. So, as I said, it's not as difficult as you may think, or some may think. It's seen as an unpleasant task, it's seen as complicated, as difficult, because no one, let's face it, most of us don't like to do marketing and all those marketing related activities. But the reality is we do need to do them because that's our businesses depend upon those activities. We depend on the marketing that we do for our services and our business in order to acquire clients and obviously be successful. So we should, instead of facing or seeing marketing as something as difficult and dull and boring and whatever it might be, we should instead think about that as a way of getting our business seen and getting clients. So if you put if you put the right mindset into it, it's easier. It's not only easier, but it's more achievable. That's my thought. That's what I always say. That's what I think. So you might not get on top of the list. It's important. You need to choose your words wisely. Most of all, SEO is all about keywords. It's all about getting the right words in order to be picked up by search engines. That's what SEO stands for, search engine optimization. So if you really get a good research going on, do your research, see what your competition is, see what you want to achieve and what your clients are, your ideal client. You need to know what your ideal client is. So you play around with all of these factors and you choose your words in a way that you're gonna get to that client. You must put yourself, let's think, you must put yourself in that client's mindset. And you must put yourself in what your client is going to look for. In my personal view, even though of course you should put those words there, but just putting translators or translation is not going to get you anywhere, because you're going to be competing with basically all the translators in the world. But those are general keywords. But if you put more specialized keywords that are usually called long tail keywords, which are the ones that are more specific, a little longer. For example, let's use my example. Certified translator in Sydney. Certified translator English to Portuguese in Sydney. So more specific keywords, more specific things that are what the clients will think when they are looking for a translator. That's what you should be thinking, what the client is going to think, what the client is going to do, and then you choose your words wisely. If you choose that, it doesn't mean, and it's quite difficult to be on top of the list because we will be competing with huge agencies that may be investing a lot of money because obviously they have a different budget than our own, and they invest to reach the top. So it's quite unlikely that we get there, but we should aim to be on the first 5 or 6 listings because that's important that we are right there. So clients see, there's a statistic that says that people, when they do a Google search, they are more likely to hire or to check the first 5 to 6 listings. So our aim is to be right there so they get to notice us and they get to see us. So this should be your aim. So choose your words wisely, do your research, see what's in the competition, the services that you provide, what would be the most desirable service to be searched. Translation, for example, in my case, I always choose certified translation because I know it's one of my main services and it's one of those that is highly appreciated and needed in Australia. So I always put certified translator because I know that's what clients in Australia are going to look for. But depending on your circumstances in your country and your services and what you want to achieve, you should look for words that actually put you there. Do your research wisely, search for your words, do the best you can, and I'm sure you will be able to do that. But if you still think it's too hard, you cannot achieve that goal, you obviously can always talk to a professional or you can do a course. I have seen this, I've said this before. There are several courses. I've done a course online to learn SEO. It is very important that you do. Sometimes associations even offer courses more specialized for SEO, more specialized to translators, which is very important. I know Aussie does it. And it is important that we actually learn a bit more the technical part of SEO so we are able to implement it in our websites. Obviously, there's tools for that. There's plugins that you can put if you use WordPress, which most of us do these days. There's plugins that you can use that help you with the SEO. They give you good recommendations. And they usually do some analysis of your content and your keywords, and they give you little recommendations of what you should do to improve your SEO. So this is the basics of SEO. Do your research, use a good tool, a good plugin. Again, even to choose your plugins, do your research, see all the plugins if they are compatible with the current version of PHP on your website, if they are compatible with your WordPress version as well, if they are upgraded regularly, all of these things, if they have good reviews, and how old are those good reviews, because there is instances where a plugin may be fantastic when they launch and they are the preferable plugin for a while, but then they start going downhill and they start having a little less good reviews. And it is important that you know where the good reviews are and when were those reviews given, and where the good reviews are. So you should see the good and bad and when, because there is instances that the plugin may have started really well and then gone downhill, and there might be instances that the opposite has happened and a plugin started amazingly well or amazingly bad, should I say, with bad reviews, was not up to scratch, lots of bugs, lots of problems, and then they really ramp up their game and they become one of the best. So you should see all the reviews, because it's quite likely that you're gonna see good and bad reviews in all of them, because that's the nature of things. But if you look at the dates those reviews were given, you have a better insight of what may be going on. And sometimes people leave apart with their review, they give you really good comments, because they tell them, or they tell you why they actually giving them that review and what was wrong. So for example, sometimes they mention that, oh well, if you're working with WooCommerce, it's not going to work so well, etc., etc. And then you can say, oh well, I'm not using WooCommerce, so this review does not apply to me. So it's always important to see, even with the bad reviews, the reason why the person is actually providing that bad review, and if it is in any shape or form relatable to what we need to do in our website. At the end of the day, it's all about research, it's all about knowing what's best, it's all about doing what, going towards what the client needs and what the client searches. And that's the basic of SEO. You need to know when the client is going to search for a service like the services you provide, what is the client going to insert on their Google search? That is your keyword. So it's very simple. If you do a little course, it will be very intuitive. It just gets to a point that you just do it. And again, it's all about mindset. And if you have the right mindset, the sky's the limit. That's what I think. So for today, I hope you really enjoy our insider of this week. I hope you really made you warm up a bit to SEO. I know it's something that a lot of translators put off and think it's too complicated. I know I've done it myself. I know it was kind of that huge monster uh, in the beginning, and that's why I did that course, so I could understand the principles behind it a little better and then tackle that task with a little bit more confidence. I think in the end, it's all about your confidence. It's all about how you tackle the task, how you perceive it, and I think you will be it won't be that much of a problem if you again, as I said, if you put the right mindset into it, and if you really are equipped to tackle that task the best way possible. In my view, the best way to tackle it, it's through a good research to know exactly which words you're going to choose, and obviously a little preparation, a little training, and maybe a little course. I would recommend that if you have a website and if you take care of everything in your website, which most of us do, I would recommend that you would take a course and you would learn a little bit of the basics of SEO, so you can easily apply SEO to your website and get the best results. I think it's something that we can easily do. As I said, some associations even offer SEO applied to translators. I know OSIT will soon have one of those webinars that members can obviously attend. So I think it's a question of getting the right training, getting the right mindset, searching for the good words, and then just just keep researching. It's also something you cannot just do it today and sit on it for the rest of your life. You need to upgrade. You need to keep on searching for new techniques. You need to search for new words, because maybe people maybe the way people research for services change, and they slightly change the words that they search for, and you need to think with that, and obviously um, go and adapt your SEO to what is going on in the market in a particular time. So I think it will be easier. But of course, give me your opinions. What do you think about this? Do you think SEO is really complicated? Did you take a very good course that you would like to recommend? Or do you have any special technique to apply SEO to your website? If so, please share, leave a comment below and share with us, because I think it is very, very important that we share all those things. And of course, you know the drill. Put a like in the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.